What Broken Sword 1 does very good on is the fact that it has a very interesting appeal to it, that it works on a puzzle mentality, that you have to think like, where do you go now, and you have to use clues, and ways of solving them is to try to think, where would this lead to. And I think the gameplay is what makes this a very good game, because it makes the whole experience much better. When games, in a sense, have you question, what did I do? What did I do wrong? Where was I supposed to go? Who do I ask? Who do I think to ask? What am I gonna do with this? You think ahead in a way that makes the game very enjoyable, because you have to figure out what makes the most sense. So what is the best of Broken Sword 1 and 2 is the fact that you have to be a little bit clever to figure out something. It is questionable in point-and-click games that they have some complaints whether it objectively makes sense or not. But I think, at least from my experience, that while some were pretty hard, they usually made sense, even if it was in a very humorous, obscure ways. But they did add to something. So I think those two games are very good. So in my view, I would give Broken Sword 1 and 2 a 10 out of 10 rating, because it's very well designed, and not to mention the graphics and the music is pretty good too. So it also adds to the mystery of the game. But I think what makes the game the best is really the gameplay. It really makes you question and search and try to figure out the best way to win this game and the best options you have. It's a very well put together game. So it's in my view, it's a 10 out of 10 game for me, and I really recommend you to play it. You could either get it on GOG.com or Steam. I would recommend GOG because it has the games you buy from there are DRM free, meaning you can just manually store setup files on your external hard drive so that you have it forever. But on Steam, with Steam, you kind of have to have Steam to play games. So I recommend buying it from GOG, but you can keep Broken Sword 1 and 2 original if you buy the director's cut of Broken Sword 1 and Broken Sword 2 remaster. I would recommend playing the original one because it has more consequences when you fail, whereas the director's cut that out. So I think the original one is superior. So if it was me, I would just go the original first and then just try the director's cut just to compare. But it's a pretty solid game, so it's worth to buy it just for the original game. And I would use ScummVM program when you have the game and go to the directory where you installed it, because you can use settings to get in widescreen function. So I would recommend downloading ScummVM and then adding Broken Sword 1 to it. Makes the experience much better, but for the original game in a sense. But yeah, I can 100% recommend getting those games, so you should absolutely get it. But that's my view on it. So 10 out of 10, very good game.